Are you ready to rumble?
Hey, it's time for the Super Bowl.
There we go.
Hey, I know our favorite team is not in the Super Bowl again this year, but we know a lot of people are going to be celebrating. So, hey, it's time for an everyday getaway back in the kitchen.
Here we go. And we're going to celebrate on Super Bowl night with our Super Bowl fare. So we thought we would try some recipes and share them with you. The one we're going to share today is a Cowboy Queso. It's a little bit different from the one that we normally make, but we're going to give it a try and see how it compares to what we normally make.
Hey, so join us in the kitchen and let's get it dipping.
All right, let's get ready to rumble. All right, for our loaded Cowboy Queso, we're going to need a 1 pound container of hot pork sausage, 1 1/4 cups of salsa. You can also use a 10-ounce can of Rotel, 1 cup of shredded pepper jack cheese, a 1/2 cup of diced tomatoes, a teaspoon of salt, onion powder, garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne if you want it more spicy. If you don't, you can leave that out. Can of black beans that's been drained, a cup of beef broth, but you can also use ale or a light beer if you'd rather. And we've got 16 ounces of melting cheese that we're gonna cube. Then some cilantro and jalapenos if you like. So the cilantro and jalapenos, that's up to your taste. All right, let's get cooking. All right, we're gonna start with getting this sausage cooked down. We want it crumbled and cooked all the way through. That'll take 5 or 6 minutes. So we'll get that taken care of, and then we'll start adding in some stuff and making it all yummy.
Okay, so I cut my melt and dip or your Velveeta in half here because we're only going to use 16 ounces of it. And I'm going to cube it all up so when we mix it in, once we get our sausage done, we can mix it in and get nice and melted.
And if you don't know us, we try to do our recipes on a budget, so you certainly can use all of these as name brand. We have just gone with the cheaper options just to budget it out a little bit. All right, we'll get this cubed up, get the sausage finished, and here we go. Legs almost got it. We're down to the last few slices to be cubed. Almost got this cooked down, and we're gonna add to it the broth. And since we're using fresh tomatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and add those in so that they can cook down a bit. We're just gonna add those two things and cook it till it simmers out a little bit. So we're going with the broth. All that sizzling just stopped. Add in those tomatoes. And we're just gonna simmer this for 3 or 4 minutes. All right, we've got a good simmer going on. We're gonna add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder. That was a hefty teaspoon. And a teaspoon of onion powder. If you like it a little more spicy, you can go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne, or if you really like it on the hotter side, you can add more cayenne or some hot sauce in it at this point. And also you can throw in some jalapenos at the end. So you can make it as spicy as your spice level will take it.
Okay, at this time I'm going to start adding in my cheese here. I'm going to do my Velveeta cheese first, occasionally stirring it so it can get all nice and mixed in and melted.
I think this is going to be a nice cheesy dip.
Okay, so this time I'm going to go ahead and add in my pepper jack cheese and mix it together and occasionally stir it so you can make sure everything's getting all mixed together, not sticking to the bottom here.
It does
But
smell.
as you can see, it's already mixing nice and everything's melting up really nice.
And it smells really good. Cheesy, cheesy. So pleasy. All right, we're going to go in with the salsa. Or the Rotel if you would rather use the Rotel. This is a black bean and corn salsa that we like. And then I'm going to go in and add the black beans. And if you like cilantro, you can add that now. I'm just going to hold that for the top because Doug doesn't really like cilantro. So I'll hold that. And then we're going to get some chips. give it a try. All right, we got a good sized pan full of dip here. It's, once we added the beans and the salsa, it cooled off a little bit, so we're just getting it hot. But I would think this is enough to feed a hungry crowd, especially once you put it on your snack table with all of the other fun things you make for Super Bowl. I think our dip is nice and hot. We're gonna go ahead and label some of it into this nice little football container here. We will get some little scoops together, and then, like we said, you can add black olives, cilantro, jalapenos, sour cream, whatever toppings you want. And once we get this all filled up here, we'll give it a shot.
Okay, so you can see we made it together. I put it a little bit on my chip here, put a little sour cream on top of it.
I think he got himself a nice big bite.
Oh, the cheesiness is really good. The sausage adds a really good flavor. The beans are nice there. And I love the I love sour cream on stuff, so that really tops it off well. Really good.
All right, I added a little bit of that cilantro on the top of mine. No sour cream for me. And
well, she's taking a nice bite here. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And if you have a special dip that you like to make, please let us know. We're always looking for good dips.
there you go. I love this. I might cut back on the salt a little bit. This is a little bit different recipe than we normally use. I might turn the knob back on the salt just a bit. But I love, as Doug said, the richness of that cheese, the beans, the freshness of those tomatoes, and the freshness of the cilantro for me. Whoops, I'm starting to make a mess. All right, so take care of yourselves, take care of others, and if your Super Bowl team is, or your team is in the Super Bowl, I hope they win. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
By the way, we're eating a piece of this cookie that we made and was videoed for last week. It's a peanut butter stuffed cookie. Reese's peanut butter stuffed cookie. It is so delicious. If you haven't already, hit that link that you'll find at the end and go back and check out how to make these, because these cookies are amazing. Join us next Tuesday for another Super Bowl recipe that hopefully your family will love.